So when I went a couple of weeks back to a gathering in a park to demonstrate, I don't like the word protest, why would you protest to someone you don't trust, but to demonstrate misgivings about lockdown, there were very few people there. There were probably about 20 in total at that park. For some reason in Oxford the two demonstrations were split between two parks. But anyway, so the park I went to was about 20, and at one point about 12 of us, about a dozen of us, sat down on the grass, and the police came over and harassed us and came over filming. But the strange thing about the dozen people were, they were all quite respectable people. Like sometimes you at demonstrations, people have an idea that it's like always like hippies or the great unwashed and stuff. But they were like really sort of respectable, professional people. There was a scientist there was a guy who'd run for MP in Cowley in Oxford. There was a lady there. Now we're going to talk about the lady now. The lady, always talking about the ladies. No, the lady was an osteopath, and she worked with mothers and newborn babies, and she helped them with the relationship between them and things like that. She was particularly worried about them wearing masks, because, especially when they're very young, because she said a lot of the cues of visual that the baby gets from the mother, and she was concerned that this was would have a detrimental impact on the little children. But she said that she'd come here. This was one of her worries. So we're going to here at Templars Square Shopping Centre. If you can read the sign behind me, do a bit of backwards walking. Okay, Templars Square Shopping Centre. And she said that when she came here, I'm not going to tell everybody because broadcast this, but like maybe they all need to know. When I'm going to walk in a minute and we'll have a look to see if she's right. But she said that when she came here, there was like a spaghetti junction of like arrows and cords, like where people had to follow and walk in the way that they walk around the shopping centre. And also she said she looked up at the dome where they were doing the CCTV surveillance, and she was looking and she was trying to work out which firm it was that had made it or installed it. And she said when she was doing that, she got sprayed in the face with like a fine mist of stuff, and because she was a medical person, she said it affected all her respiratory passages, and like she felt like nasal irritation and throat irritation and all this sort of thing. And she said she was coughing and spluttering, and she wasn't like, you could tell by speaking to her, she wasn't like a hypochondriac or a pretty kind of person. She was saying that she'd been actually affected by it. So she said, I'm not going to go shopping there again. And she was a bit like, it's a bit of a shame because everything's really cheap here. So let's go and have a look and see whether she was right about the arrows and the corralling of the human livestock around Templars Square Shopping Centre. This used to be a big open space where you could just, it was just a big open mall, and then now it's like this everywhere. And I think that is the kind of thing she's talking about. Hikvision. If she ever gets to see this, she might see this. But it's everywhere. Oh yeah, look at this. I mean, I know it's everywhere, but I've been shopping in the Indian shops at the other end of town. Well, not the other end of town, but not far away. So it's all just like smaller, but all the sort of corporate places are all marked out like this with the cattle guiding mechanisms. But it doesn't smell too good in here. I noticed this when I came in first. It doesn't smell too good. So she might be right about them spraying stuff. I don't know if they're still doing it, but when I came in, it smelled a bit bleachy. So I'm not going to stay in too long, especially if she said she wasn't coming back, because who knows what they're spraying you with. But it's everywhere. Look at these things. Social distancing. Just to corral you into the shop, just to make sure you know that you're free, right? And you're being protected. Don't want to upset anybody by walking too close, but let's have a look here. Yeah, you all know anyway. You all know. You're all living it. You're all living it everywhere. But I mean, she just said it was particularly bad here with all the arrows and stuff. She said they were on the floor and stuff, but what have we got here? Please queue. There was a big queue actually. I had a quick recce before I came in to make sure I could film and everything, but it's quite quiet at the moment. Please stand on designated areas. Let's get some of that. It's everywhere. Everywhere. This is what people have been doing. Nothing like a bit of perspex between you and the shop. It's crazy, crazy. Let's just get some of that perspex and then we'll finish. It's just a historical document of the madness. So there you go. I'm just gonna show that I'm still free and just what do you call it? Flosbury flop, where scissor kick over that thing. There we go. Let's get out of this place where they spray you. No entry apparently. Well, I'm a free being. Here we go. Yeah, so what madness. It even starts out here. They're just letting you know from the very beginning. I know that it's everywhere and you've got arrows on the floor everywhere. It's got it in all the little shops, but I just came to check this out because she said that they were spraying you, and then she said it was particularly bad because she thought it was like a spaghetti junction. But anyway, that's what it looks like. You probably already know anyway because it's everywhere. But whatever, here we go. It's just that's some live investigative reporting from Temple Square Shopping Centre in Oxford.